Hey folks, and welcome to my review of the Tin Hifi T3 Plus. There's a bit of hype attached to these and they do look pretty badass, but I haven't actually opened them yet. So usual full disclaimer is these are actually sent out to me by Linsol to review, so thank you very much, I do appreciate it. I was not paid to do this video and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And before I even get to the next part of the video, it's quite strange why they actually call it the T3 Plus, because it doesn't resemble any of their lineup at all in kind of like the visual look. So yeah, let's see what these are like. So let's see what you get inside. I haven't actually tried these yet, so what you see is what I'm basically seeing. So that's quite a nice presentation. Padding, yeah, that's quite nice. I like that, pretty good. We'll get to them in a bit. So just bits of paperwork if you want to scan that. Let everyone enjoy high quality music. Let everyone be able to enjoy high quality music. tinhifi.com. So Chinese and English. Just kind of safety lines, burning if that really matters to you. Some of the specs. So they use a 10mm liquid crystal polymer. So quite a little bit of mouthful. So 105 dB sensitivity, frequency range is 10 Hz to 20 kHz, which is enough, 32 ohm impedance. Rated power is 3 milliwatts, max is 5 milliwatts. Gold plated 2P connector, which is, I think it's 2-pin. Yeah, I think they use the same cable as the Tin Hifi T5s. So yeah, looks like the T5 cable, which I'll have a look at in a bit. Foam tips there, bunch of silicone tips there. Kind of the sandbag kind of material. Not much in the real padding because it's just the same inside and out, but it's good to have that. Something is better than nothing. And yeah, I think I'll pause the video and get these bad boys out. So these look really nice. Mine is the version with the logo. Some of them have the text on the back. DD right there. Extremely different from like the Tin T2 Evo. I'm not sure what they even called it. They should have just called it, I think, a fresh one, but obviously there's a lip on the nozzle. Came with the medium tips fitted. Obviously 2-pin, which is good. I hope, please use more 2-pin Tin Hifi. Kind of I'm not sure what kind of finish on, say marble, but see it's kind of glittery, kind of like intergalactic. I'm not quite sure. They're not very big. DD there, really nice kind of construction. There's a vent on the back, just there. Obviously right, left. So yeah, I'm gonna next clip. I'll get the cable looked at, see if it's any good. I think it's the T5 cable they've used, and that's pretty good, aren't they? So yeah, they should have used a different name, but yeah, let's get into the next clip. So yeah, it is just the same as the T5 cable, so straight cable, 3.5, kind of a dark grey kind of graphite kind of effect. Obviously strain relief there. Build quality is fine. I have no issues with this. There's the branding, Y splitter, which doesn't work very well, but to me that doesn't really bother me. Ends in, obviously good to see they got colours on there. Obviously R is right. The clear one is left. And yeah, it's the same thing as the T5. T5 cable's fine. I had no issues with it. So I'm going to put a good few errors on the the T3 Plus. Also I graph it as usual I do these days, and yeah, so in the future and the power editing, let's get to the review. So finally on to my review of the Tin Hifi T3 Plus, which looks nothing like any other the Tin products. You can see the DD there. Really nice build. I'll show you another good look. So in real life they look a little bit, it's a little bit lighter, slightly. Meant to be 3D printed, but really good job. There's a vent on the top. Obviously the DD's there, there's a little vent there. Obviously lip on the nozzle. Not hybrid and nothing like that. So yeah, that's you can have a good look at it. Really kind of flawless kind of build. So let's get on to how they fit. So fitment and the comfort I found was very good. They fit me perfectly, which is all close to perfection. I had no issues at all. Discomfort, really good. So nothing to really, no negatives. They fit good. They're meant to be modelled off like a lot of different ear like anatomy, and this is like meant to be like the finished article. But whatever they did a good job. So yeah, fit and comfort is good. Isolation as well. Isolation is also very good. Again, they're doing a good job. Can't really fault it. Good H2 pen as well, as you can see. Isolation's good. Fit comfort's good. Sensitivity, I had no issues powering these at all. You should be able to power these off a phone or whatever you're going to use, but you shouldn't really have any issues. So which is good. Soundstage is fine. It wasn't big, wasn't small. Good depth, width, fine. Height, width, depth, all good. No issues at all. Wasn't amazing, but it's perfectly fine. Didn't feel boxed in or anything like that. So, which is cool. Let's actually get on to the actual sound of these. So now I'm going to overlay the graph. As you can see, it's good to go from left to right. These do have a kind of overall balanced to V-shaped sound, but let's get the bass. As you can see, from like 200 Hz, 300 Hz, 400 Hz, obviously elevated. There's a slight bleed into the mids, but I don't mind that. It stops it sounding thin, like I've said a few times. Good bass decay, slam, it's all good. It's not over the top. It's not crazy like a KZZAS, which is like a bass monster. But yeah, the low end is fun. These are typically fun sounding earphones, but the bass is, as you can see, perfectly fine. I do like that. Also bear in mind I do have some roll off from like 50 Hz, so this is a little bit more sub bass below that. Mine just seems to roll off a bit. I think it's just a coupler, but yeah, mine is a little bit more sub bass than that, but the bass is fine. It's exciting, is it a word to say? Decay is good. Again, I can't really, not much to say really. Mids, as you can see, they are an elevation towards the top, which means vocals I found was very clear. There's a lot of the vocals sound very natural, so I've tried these with Adele, her new album. Well, as of this video, her new album. London Grammar's album sounds good. I tried it with some Nightwish, which is a bit of rock, so and they all sound really sounds really good, and male vocals as well sound good. Everything sounds real, natural kind of tonality really to it. That's what I really like. So yeah, so upper mids, they are elevated, so you have to bear that in mind. It depends on obviously what kind of music you listen to, but I had no issues there at all really. So yeah, mids, kind of an elevation towards the actual top. Instruments as well that fall in the mids, again, all sound fine and sound clear. The balance is actually pretty good. So I can't really, yeah, I'm quite happy with them. Not the best I've tried, but for the kind of price, I'm really happy with them. So treble, as you can see, the treble, they are elevated at the lower section. This is the only negative for me is it can get close to borderline bright. For me, that is. Some people might be fine, but it doesn't overstep the brightness. Is probably the best way to describe it. I wouldn't want it any more than that, but it's got, because of the elevation, the details are actually quite good in the actual treble region. So yeah, treble's actually not too bad at all. That it can get close to my tolerance, close, but instruments and everything sounded clear. The attack was good as well. I had no issues kind of at all. And yeah, you can see, ignore the peak around 9K, that's just kind of from the resolution. But I tried this with some Dr. Dre, some classic hip hop, and some side tracks, as I do like some side tracks. And it seemed to work well with, like, say, Adele, Dr. Dre, London Grammar, Nightwish. So pop music, rock, hip hop, side trance, it seems to work very well in all of them, as you can see. And yeah, I don't want to go on too long, but overall they did a really good job of this, which is, you know, I'm really glad to see that. But yeah, the bass, mids, treble, overall it's, as you say, as you can see, it's a V-ish balanced kind of sound. I'm glad they didn't go anywhere like too much bass or I'm glad the upper mids wasn't overly done, which is quite common with Chinese gear. I'm glad the trebles no higher than it is. Like, this is completely different to like the T2 Evo. But yeah, whoever's tuned these has done a good job. So yeah, I don't need to go on too long, but conclusion is the overall sound signature of these is very good. And it's probably the best DD Tin Hi-Fi I've tried out of all of them. I think the T2 Plus, it would be my second for DDs. Obviously ignoring planar, because that's kind of different kind of tuning and driver tech. But as a DD from Tin, I'd say this is my favourite, and the T2 Plus is behind. I'm glad they've gone like this. This is a good step forward for the company, because I was making a few kind of this has kind of helped save them. Everything I was making was kind of poor, but it's good they've released something like this, which is good. So good job, Tin. Keep it up, because there's a lot of competition out there. So yeah, I'll probably end it there really. As usual, is there anything you want to know particularly, let me know in the comments. And I will do a comparison of these in a future video against the Melee, the Aria, and probably the Heart Mirror, to throw something a bit different, because they're all single dynamic drivers and they're all well liked. So yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and take care.